Hello. Well, I thought I'd talk to you about wanting to be a truck driver. Excuse me. Now, I've been driving for a few years now, and I know when I first started, or before I started, and before I took my test, I already had my PSV, PS, what do they call it now? Your bus and coach license. No idea. I already had that, and I thought it would be a good idea. So I had mates who drove trucks that to get me HGV. So what I did my class 2, and then immediately, without even getting a job as a class 2 driver, a couple of weeks later, I put in for my class 1 and got that, and got a job straight away working for a container company. I was lucky, maybe. So anyway, you certainly learn how to reverse on containers and get in and out of narrow spots. But I watched a load of different videos. The reason I'm talking about it now is that I was thinking about the people that I used to watch. And one of the very first people I started watching was a guy called Kev T, who now works for Trent's, but at the time he was working for Viatress, I think. Yeah, I think he was, yeah. Excuse me, got a cough. So I was thinking of a few of the people that I used to watch, and every now and again I'll get people that stumble upon my channel and then look at containers and go, is that a job for me or not? I don't know. I get a few questions, and so I thought I'd tell you a little bit about being a container truck driver. It's a lazy man's job. I've got to be honest, it's a lazy man's job. You're not having to strap loads down, or tarp, or rope and sheet, and all that malarkey. You don't need to know your knots. You don't need to be a Boy Scout. Because all you do is open and shut the doors and lower the suspension down and lower it back up again, raise it back up again. That is your lot. Oh, and of course reversing onto a bay and getting into some really tight spots. Apart from that, because one day you could be in a big RDC, next thing you're down in some country lane trying not to end up in a pond with branches coming in through your windows on both sides. You know, that's container driving for you. But you don't get involved in loading or unloading. Sometimes you need to keep an eye on what's going in the back. I mean, I did a job where I was working, we went up to an airfield. I went to an airfield, and it was a used parts supplier. And they ship used, engines and truck parts and tractor parts, all sorts of different types of parts. And they said, we get all the engines in first and then we put all the light stuff on the end. I said, no, you need to balance it out, mate. You spread it out through the load, otherwise when the lifter picks up, it'll be picking up all the weight on one end. He might reject it. And then I'll have to come back here so that you can sort the load out. So you got to, and a lot of the time you're in a warehouse and you haven't got a clue what's going in the back. But anything oddball, if it's going to factory units, they're pretty good. If you're out in the middle of nowhere and you're loading out of a field, then you've got to keep an eye on them because they probably don't do it too many times. But in general, everything's pretty cool, chill. There's a lot of deadlines that you miss, purely and simply that's out of your control, but everyone likes to blame you. So you've got to be fairly thick-skinned. What I normally say, people go, you're late, drive, you're late. Why are you late? I said, I got held up on the docks. Why did you get held up on the docks? I don't know, you had to ask the docks. The docks are a law unto themselves. You could be in and out in 10 minutes. Well, half hour, say. Or you could be in there 4 or 5 hours. Who knows? Yeah, you never know. So of course you miss your book slot. And they go, why don't you know? I say, well, how do I know? The docks are a law unto themselves. I can't make them speed up or do anything. It is what it is. How long have you been waiting for it? How long is it? When did you put the order in? Oh, we put the order in 6 months ago. I says, well, another couple of hours ain't going to make no bloody difference then, is it? Oh, Jesus. Well, waiting 6 months. Well, yeah. Is this a face of concern? I'll get there when I get there. I don't rush. I'll do what I need to do to make it happen when I can. Rest of the time, you want to have a go, mate, you crack on, but don't expect me to stand here and listen to you. So, yeah, you do get a lot of grief sometimes. Unnecessary grief. It's out of your control, isn't it? But, you know, even general haulage, anything, haulage is just like that, because you can't control what happens on the roads. You might only be going 5 miles on the road, hit an accident, you're there for 6 hours. It doesn't take nothing. So, but it depends on the company, you're generally left alone. I've worked for a couple of companies where they're on your back every couple of minutes. And it's like, no, this ain't for me. I like to be left alone. Thankfully, I'm working for a mate at the moment, and he knows me, I know him, and he knows that I just get on and crack on and do the job, and he hasn't got to worry about me. You know, the next time I'll send him a message saying I'm clear when I'm clear, and then I let him know what time I'm going to be back down near the docks, and they'll either get me a slot on the docks or he just go, no, return the yard. Simple as, you know. So you've got to build that relationship with your planners, really. And you get good planners and you get bad planners. Most of them are absolute clowns. I've worked with a planner that didn't even have a car licence once, you know. It's well, he don't know. He did have a car licence, but he hadn't long passed his test. So there's no hope, is there? Absolutely no hope. And most of them don't have HGV. Most of them don't have HGV licences. I don't know. So anyway, what's it like being a truck driver? Well, it can be a bit of a lonely existence. So it doesn't suit everyone. If you're not someone who needs constant stimulation, this ain't the job for you. If you've got a young family and you expect, you know, certainly I'm talking about containers here, because there's very few day jobs, and if they are, you'll be starting anywhere up at 2-3 o'clock in the morning. You'll be getting home at 5 o'clock at night, and your missus will be wanting you to spend a couple of hours with the kids. You'll be needing to get to bed, mate, because you need to be back up again at 1:30. Go to work. So if you've got young kids, or if you're a tramper, you'll leave home early hours Monday morning and you won't get home to Friday night if you're lucky. So either way, containers isn't really for you if you've got a young family. You might want to get on general haulage that does local stuff or trunking. You know what your hours are, you know what time you're going to start every day, because it's the same day, because it's the same run. You know, you don't know from one day to the next what you're going to be doing on containers or where you're going. You know, I'm going to Northampton. I knew that last night. So you generally know the night before, because you're going in to pick the box up, so you know where you're going. But you know, you can't plan your week. So trying to get home, if you've got regular hospital appointments and all that malarkey. Is truck driving for you? I don't know. There's a lot of employers will be going, oh, yeah, but you know, I could have had you up in Leeds, and then all of a sudden you've got a hospital appointment. That ain't going to work for me, mate. So it's difficult. Kids' parties, all that sort of malarkey. No, forget it, mate. It ain't happening. Wife's birthday, anniversary. No. So if you've got a young family, I'd say no. The only way you could do this job is if the kids are a lot older and they don't really need you every 5 minutes, and your wife's very understanding and knows that you're not going to be around. So you might like that. You might like that. Personally, it was alright to start with, but you grow tired of it. So you've got to take that all of that into consideration. So I would say, as a young person, if you're single, young, do this. Get on get trucking, because you can earn some good money. You can earn some good money. And when I say good money, you could be earning 50 plus grand a year. Probably not much higher than about 54 though, 55. But you'd be banging out the airs for that. And I do mean banging out the airs. You'd be maxing out your card every day if you're hourly paid. So yeah, you can earn some good money in this game, but it's not easy, and most companies don't pay top dollar. I mean, I've been lucky. I've worked for some good players, and yeah, so it was fairly straightforward to earn the money. You just had to keep on going, get the wheels turning, you're earning. And I'm on agency now, and it's a good hourly rate, and it suits being on an agency on containers, to be honest with you. You know, you go on the docks and there's a 4-hour delay. Brilliant, put my feet up, still getting paid, mate. I don't care. Whereas if you're on a day rate, it's like, oh bloody hell, I did another 4 hours on my day. Pain in the arse. So, but when I'm not trucking, do I miss it? Well, it's yes and no to that question. I do miss it a little bit, but not enough for me to go, oh, I really want to get a job, I better chase the agency up. No, I don't do that. I value my time and the time spent with my wife. I value that time more. And some would say that I'm in a lucky position. My wife earns a good wage. Very good wage, well above the average, and I make no bones about it. I've been totally honest with that, which does allow me and give me the luxury of not having to work too hard. I have done, you know, and we've had we're in a position now where we can do what we want to do, and like I say, I mean, anyone who's been following me for a while know that we've in the process of buying property in Scotland, which is fairly substantial, and we wouldn't be able to do that if we hadn't pushed hard for a good few years. So you know, we've earned it. It ain't just been handed to us on a plate. What's going on here? Come on in, my son. Accelerate, or you're gonna have to hit the brakes. Go on. Well done. Can anybody be a trucker? Yeah, I think anybody can be a trucker. You don't need brains, and you don't need brawn. I think maybe if you were doing some of the heavy strapping loads, you might need a bit of muscle, you know. That looks bloody hard work to me. I'm going to get involved in that. I don't like breaking sweat. I'm lazy by design. And yeah, no, it's anybody can do it, male or female, doesn't matter. Plenty of female truckers out there that do heavy haulage. Plenty of them. Just not for me. But containers, yeah, no problem at all. Yeah, there's plenty of ladies that do this. And the only downside of being a lady in this job is that, you know, I could pee in a bottle. Now I do know girls that can pee standing up, and their aim is pretty good. So I'd imagine that, you know, if you're that way inclined, you could pee in a bottle from 6 foot away. But you know, the prim and proper ones might struggle a bit. You just got to do what you got to do in this life. Well, in this game anyway. So yeah, it's not all roses. You got to be a bit self-sufficient. I see it on posts on some of the Facebook trucking pages, and it's like, I'm starting tramping, what do I need to take with me? And it always amazes me when I see that, and it's like, really? You got to ask? You know? what if you lived in a cocooned world where you haven't had to wipe your arse yourself? Nah, maybe I'm being a bit harsh, I don't know, but you know, you've got to think about it. You're living in a truck. Find out if the truck's got a microwave or not. I mean, personally, I wouldn't want to. I have driven trucks, and I've tramped in a truck without a microwave, and I actually ate better then, to be totally honest with you. So I cooked everything from scratch when I was in the truck. So you've got to take a little gas stove with you, so you can make a cup of tea. I always use that rather than a 24 volt kettle, because they're just, well, they take forever and they tend to melt and not last that long. And can flatten your batteries. Little gas stove, away you go. Unless you're doing ADR work and you can't have gas, of course, then you're buggered. But yeah, but you don't then tend to do a lot of tramping then. Well, not that I know of anyway. So you know, people are asking, oh, what do I need to take? Well, what do you think you need to take? You're going away for 4 nights. And as you get going, you soon realise and work out what you need and what you would like to have in the truck, until you've got everything but the kitchen sink. But I don't tramp lightly, you know. I carry a full range of gear in me. But I know I can be self-sufficient with no problems at all. Don't matter where I park, I can always cook myself a meal, make myself a meal, hot drinks, bedding, everything. I'm never uncomfortable. Yeah, only a fool is uncomfortable. So people do, but you look at some of the serious trampers, and they've got everything going on. I don't watch a lot of TV. Oh, well, I don't watch any TV, so I never bother with her. I've had a truck with her. I had a brand new Merc once, an Actros, and it had a TV and DVD player. I think I might have switched it on once in the 2 years that I had that thing. Yeah, I think I might have switched it on once. I think I watched one film, one DVD. I didn't want to. I tuned it in once, I think, as well, just to see if it worked. I never used to watch it. Some people can't go 5 minutes without a TV. Bugger that. Read a book, educate yourself. And containers, there's a lot of time waiting around. Some people go, oh, I don't want to be waiting around. Well, why not? You're being paid for it, ain't you? Well, I want to be on the road. Or getting stressed out and frustrated, tired. I'd rather be asleep on my bed, getting paid for it. I don't have a problem with that. So you've got to ask yourself, before you get into it and you spend a whole shitload of money on money that you probably can't afford, going, is trucking for me? And that's even before you try then to get your foot in the door. Now, I'm not saying it's impossible, but it is difficult. I see lots of people going on these Facebook pages going, I've been trying for ages, they're all asking for 2 years worth of experience. And how do I get that experience? Well, that's a catch-22, isn't it? I was lucky. I had mates working for a haulage company, for a container company, and I managed to speak to one of the directors, and he said, look, you pass your test and we'll have a look. We'll take you on assessment for a week, and if you're alright, you can stay. If you're not, then we'll let you go. And I said, yeah, fair enough, that's all I can ask for. And I got my foot in the door, and I was alright on the assessment, and away I went. You just got to be lucky sometimes, you know.
After 1.4 miles, keep right.
And it depends on what you're willing to do and what you're willing to be paid. Because some of the companies out there are providing you with shit wages, you know, only minimum wage. And again, you see on the forums going, oh yeah, but I may as well go and stack shelves. Yeah, but the thing is though, when you stack shelves for any of the supermarkets, you're probably likely to be on a 0-hour contract. So you might only get 15 hours that week, or you might get 30 if you're lucky, 45 if you tend to work a bit of overtime. But in trucking, depending on the firm you're working for, but the vast majority of them, you know, if you get in with a company that pushes hard, you're going to be doing 60 hours a week, so 60 hours times the 60 times the minimum wage starts to add up a little bit. It's not brilliant because you think you're working all those hours just for minimum wage, but you get on with a good company that pays above minimum wage, and they are out there. Believe you me, they are out there. And or you get them with an agency that pays good wages, and they're a good established agency which got a lot of clients, and you'll earn top dollar. So would I do it again? Yes is the answer. And I've had some bad times and it's affected my mental health. I'll be totally clear about that. It's been hard work at times. And I've left the industry altogether for a year and sort of come back as agency. You've got to be careful. But I'd do it again. You just got to be careful with who you work for. And what's good to start with don't always end up staying good, as I found out. It can become toxic. And before you know it, you're down this rabbit hole, slippery slope type things, you don't even realise it. And you've got to do something drastic to get yourself out of it. So yeah, I only work agency now. I don't work full time for anyone. I think if because I'm moving, and I'm moving January, February time, and my mate now works at a company that is really switched on. If anyone's in the Southampton area and they're looking for a job, give me a shout. I'll put you in touch with my mate. He's a cracking guy. The company seems to be, I've worked for him on and off now for a good few months, and I've been here long enough to know, and I know my mate for six, nearly 7 years, I suppose, and he's a funny fucker, but he's in the right environment, he's absolutely spot on. You can just tell him how it is, and he'll believe you. I've worked for companies I've worked on agency for companies where you found a planner up and said a road closed and he didn't believe me. So you had a laugh. All you've got to do is go on Google 8:34 shut and the date and the time. Come up with 3 or 4 references through AA Watch or the police or a number of websites which will clearly tell you, and then Google Maps will tell you. Try navigating your way through it and see what it says. He didn't believe me. An idiot. I drove the truck back, parked up. That's it. Here's the keys, mate. There you go. Ooh. So, they are about. But you get on with a good company, and the company I'm working with at the moment, absolutely spot on. It's the only company I work. I'm being really picky at the moment. It's the only company I work with. So when they need holiday cover or they got the driver off sick, I'm in. Do I enjoy it? Yeah, I do. To a certain degree, I enjoy it. I wasn't looking forward, like I said earlier. In my previous video, if you want to go back and watch that, I wasn't looking forward to getting up this morning, but I like driving a truck. It's not everyone's cup of tea, but I quite like it. Would I recommend it? Yeah. If you're stuck and you really want to do it, just have a good think about what the lifestyle that it gives you, though. Just have a think about that, though. Doesn't suit everybody, and you got to check with your family to make sure that they're all right with you being away, or getting back, leaving before they get up in the morning, and getting back, and everyone's ready to go to bed. You've got to think about that. Like I said, you got a young family. Nah, think of doing something else. And then of course, obviously, you've got jokers to attend with, like this guy here, doing just over 50 mile an hour. It's going to slow me down. Yet, you know, he's in a Merc. He can clearly go faster, yet he chooses not to. Now he's starting to put his foot down a bit. Well, I'm slowing down actually. But it's like, why do people? That's what you got. You got to contend with the amount of lunatics that are on the road. And can you do that without getting too hot-headed? Because you got to remember, you're driving 44 tons of metal. And in the wrong pair of hands, it can become a dangerous weapon. So if you do get a bit hot-headed and a bit, maybe it isn't a job for you either. But yeah, no, it's I've always had the ethos, if you like, of work hard, play hard. I'm ex-forces. I did 7 years, and that was instilled into me at an early age. So yeah, 30 hours in, you earn some money. It's as simple as that. But if you want to be only doing like a 9 to 5, pick and choose your hours, then forget it. Because as soon as you sign on that dotted line and agree on your contract, your ass is theirs. Cut on in, my son. Your ass is theirs. Steep hill. What else can I say about trucking? Oh, the pros and cons. What else is there? If you work for the right company, you get left alone. You can listen to what you want. You're looking out the window, you're seeing some nice views. Easy, tiger! Not what you want at the bottom of as you go down a hill. It's going to be steep getting up the other side. We'll slow down. Lane swapping. I mean, this guy in front lane swapped. Why did he do that? What else is there? Pros and cons, kind of thing. Pros, yeah. You can be left alone depending on the company. So your day's your own, you just go from A to B, B to C, C to D. Job done. Do what you can, don't get stressed about it. And if you get stressed driving to Tesco's, doing a weekly shop, then maybe this isn't for you. Driving through some places, you just... When you're driving something this big and heavy, and you just got to expect the unexpected. You never know what people are going to do, especially in built-up areas, like you're going through a town or a city, maybe at rush hour, or when the kids are coming and going to school or coming out of school. You've got cars, kids, You have eyes in the back of your head, so it's not can be stressful, but it's how you manage it. So Anyone can do this job, you know, and I said you don't need to be a rocket scientist. You're going to have a little bit about you. Otherwise you can get yourself into bother quite quickly. And if you feel that you're about to make a mistake, stop. Don't keep going. You see some accidents, you go, the only reason you got into that predicament is you kept going. If you'd have just stopped and thought about what your next move was, you'd have probably been able to extract yourself from that situation. And then just carry on. It's like, all of a sudden, then they've wrecked the truck. And it's like, if you don't think you're going to do it, then don't do it. Don't go, oh, we'll see what happens. Because by that stage, it'll be too late. And that's okay. That's easy to say when you've got a bit of experience behind you, but sometimes you just don't know whether it's going to fit or not. And I've got to get myself into all sorts of situations, but you just got to judge it, and you go, right, okay. You know, you take an informed decision. But the moment it starts getting too tight, and you're about, and this is the thing, like, it looks like you're about to hit something, or you're about to catch your trailer. And you look at these people, I'll stop at that point and then extract myself out. But these guys seem to keep on going. They go, oh, I've clipped the trailer onto something. I'll just keep going. Or they felt the trailer wheels hit something like curbs or a post or something. Yeah, oh, I can feel that. What's that? Look in the mirrors, because you must be able to see it. Oh yeah, I'll just keep going and blow out three of your tyres on your trailer. So what were you thinking? At what point did you not go, I better stop here? If I just reverse, now I know I've nudged it, you've done no damage. You might have bent your mud guard, but I can get myself out of here and I can straighten the mud guard and away we go. But to carry on going, well, you deserve all that's coming to you. So yeah, my advice would be, think long and hard about what you're about to do. Think about how much it's going to cost you. Think about whether you can afford it or not, because at the end of the day you may not get a job straight away. You know, don't come into this job thinking, oh, it's going to be easy, I can get a job straight away because there seems to be a shortage of truck drivers. It's not how it works. And people go, oh yeah, there's a shortage of truck drivers. No, there's not. What there is a shortage of truck drivers that are willing to work for the pennies that they're being offered. And the older people that have been around a bit are going, I ain't doing that anymore. And they're the boys that are retraining to do the jobs that you're probably doing right this very minute. And getting out of trucking, or just retiring, because the average age of a British trucker is bloody old. It's late 50s. A lot of people seem to think, oh, I'll just become a trucker and it'll solve all my cures. You'll end up with health issues because you're sat on your arse all day. You end up getting fat unless you do something about it. And yeah, you've got to think long and hard. We just slowed down enough. There we go. Yeah. So by all means, go for it. Ask me any questions you like. I tend to reply to all the comments, or I try to anyway. It's getting more difficult because the amount of comments I'm getting recently. But I do try. Sometimes it takes me a few days. I don't always reply straight away. Life gets in the way, doesn't it? You know. I'm a busy man. But if you've got this far, crack on. Theory, just study your arse off. There's an HGV theory booklet. It's about an inch and a half thick. There's lots of info in there. But just keep reading that, you'll do it alright. Here we go. Coming out of Oxford, didn't we? That time of day. It's that time of day. get into this right hand lane now. Come on, come on, come on. Cheers for letting me out, Anglian windows. Because this is all because of the turning off on the left here. It does look like the right hand lane slowed down anyway. So yeah, ask me any questions you got. And we'll take it from there. I'll speak to you all someone else. Cheers.